So today, we're going to be making Yip Yap in 2nd edition. Pathfinder. Now, I did think I was going to be clever and get a pocket edition of the handbook, but apparently this is actually 1st edition. So I unintentionally bought both editions of Pathfinder, which, honestly, I kind of like this. At first glance, maybe an inch more than this at first glance, because this is very clearly based off of 3rd edition. And 3rd edition is actually pretty cool. Now, why might I be making Yip Yap in 2nd edition Pathfinder instead of 2nd edition D&D? Well, maybe WotC did some not so cool things recently that I just want to capitalize on. And also because AD&D and 2nd edition D&D are confusing. So, now, I'm just going to state this at the head of the video. I grew up playing EA games. I've heard about the Bethesda controversies. I've heard about this controversy, that controversy from AAA video game companies. I'm used to gaming companies being trash, being trashy. So, and I still engage with their content. You know, Tomes of Time is not going to change its platform, at least for this campaign. But yeah, that might just mean from now any products I get from WotC are from eBay instead of Amazon. Now, I'm not going to fault people for leaving D&D, because that's their own prerogative. It doesn't honestly sour the game for me. I was never really going to get into 1D&D 6th edition, because I'm sort of a system locked. I have it locked in I have 5th edition locked in my head of how to run it, how to play it. It's how I think when I think of D&D headspace. So it's cool to have all of them, and to remake the same character in all the different systems. But it's 5th edition is kind of my home, and it's going to get to a point where 5th edition is not, and it's already WotC is transitioning out of 5th edition into whatever wanted D&D 1, what's it called? 1D&D? You know what I'm trying to say. I'm stuck in something that's eventually going to become antiquated. So, without further ado, I suppose we should actually get to the video. If you want to support me and the content I'm creating on here, go down in the description. Please go to my Patreon. If you want to buy merchandise from me, it contributes very little, but there's also Stowell merch on Redbubble. So those are the 2 platforms that you can support me on. Thanks. So right off the bat, the ancestries in this book are going to be no help to us, because I'm actually playing, it's going to be Yip Yap. So he's a kobold. Now that is from an official book. It is from a book I do not have. So I'm going to be looking it up online. First thing we'll of course do is name ourselves on the character sheet. So, good old Yip Yap Notail. He is a red kobold He is also a rogue. That R had a lot of separation in it. There we go. Alignment. Chaotic evil. Alright, we've got all of his stats added in, which will lead to the modifiers. There's his modifiers. Alright, I double checked, and Pathfinder, in fact, does go with how it's kind of always been for those pluses and such. So, deity, and this gets into background. Deity, Kiriga. Well, where's background recorded? Ah, just the next page has background feats. One thing to note is I'm not going to be modifying his actual ability scores, though between his race and his background I can. I want to keep them buck standard because, he's Yip Yap. But from his background as Acolyte, that does mean he's trained in religion and scribing lore. And I get Student of the Canon skill feat. I'll have to look that up. So that means I have scribing lore. Don't know what these boxes are. And where is religion? Religion is down here. So I'm just going to mark that I have these. Okay, so the way proficiency works in this game is it's my level plus how much proficiency I have in something, from untrained being a +0 to trained, which I have now in these two things being, so I'm gonna just add it up totally. So it's level 3 plus 2, so I have a +5 to scribing and to religion, which is good because my wisdom comes out to nothing. So that's going to come out to be +5 plus 5 minus 2. It's going to come out to be +3. So now with background out of the way, I can get into making him a rogue. So for skills, I'm trained in stealth. I'm trained in one or more skills determined by my rogue's racket. So I have to choose a racket or subclass. Which, I don't know why. I think I'll have to go with the racket of Thief. Which Thief is going to give us trained in thievery. Okay. Thievery, training. +5, that's out of dex, that's +2 for another +7 to thievery and stealth rolls. I'm also trained in a number of skills equal to 7 plus my intelligence modifier, which is a -2, so I am trained in 5 other skills. So for one of those 5 skills, I chose survival, because Yip Yap spent some time on his own, so, he's not completely helpless. That time alone has also given him knowledge in nature, so he's trained in that. That's 2 out of 5. He's also a liar, not just a thief and a cheat. So he's also trained in deception. He's also, you can't see it, he's also trained in acrobatics, because he's a spry little guy. So that is 4 out of the 5 extra I can have. And I think the other one is going to be in, that last point is going into diplomacy, because, the cute can kind of be charming. The voice he has and the size, he's a small boy. So we're going to calculate up to 3rd level, but his hit points are 8 plus his con modifier. His HP is increased by it at every level thereafter. So at level 1, that's going to be 9. For at level 2 and 18. At level 3, that is going to be 27 by my calculation. So Yip Yap also has studded leather armor. Stud. That is going to be a +3 for a maximum bonus. Wait, no, how do I read this chart? Never mind, that's stacking. So it's a AC bonus of +2 with a max of +3 of dexterity bonus. So overall, it's going to be a +4 on top of, I believe, 10. Alright, so yes, that is in fact going to be 10 plus, so it's going to be up to 14, although also if I'm trained in it, that's another +1 to make it 15. Which I am trained in light armor, so that is actually going to bump up his AC to a 15. That is 1 point higher. Now he does have a shield of wood, so that is going to be a +2. Oh, I didn't know they had a whole workshop for your DC on here. So it's plus your dexterity or your cap, so it actually would have to reduce it by 1. That does still... Oh. Never mind. Yip Yap actually has his same old stats. Alright, we've got the substats for the 2 pieces of armor he has. Also not showing it, but that's a -1 to 4 of his stats, the ones that rely on dexterity. So for saving throws, while I am trained in fortitude, I am an expert in reflex and will saves. Okay, after some math and self-questioning, I figured out his saving throws. So while I don't think anyone would say that Yip Yap was an expert at perception, according to his class in Pathfinder, he sure is. So that is going to be a +7 on top of his 0 wisdom, which is good. So that is going to come out to be... Yay! Alright, we've run into one of the issues with some of these kinds of character sheets is there is no room on my character sheet to actually record what my the feats are, which, like, it's not very helpful. It's like, you might as well just be playing with your player's handbook open to your character sheet if there's going to be no room, or with your handbook open to your class in order to play it. I thought the whole point of marking things down on the character sheet was to reduce how much I have to have the book open. Like, feats seem to work the same way in Pathfinder 2nd edition as they do in 4th edition. It's interesting. So I think Yip Yap will take Nimble Dodge. Actually, never mind. At first level, he's taking your next... Oh, never mind. That requires being trained in intimidation. That's totally something he would do. So yeah, we're gonna go back to Nimble Dodge. Nimble Dodge. So we're gonna mark up here. That means I have a +2. What's that called? +2 circum bonus. Versus triggered attack. Make sure that looks legible. Okay. For his second feat, he is going to be taking at level 2. He'll have minor... What's it called? Minor magic. Boom, don't have to multi-class him. So that means that based on my tradition, which is arcane, there's a cord in my way. So I'll just put a little magical flame right in here to signify it's arcane. It's actually a pretty decent to hit and DC with just being trained. The base ability is Charisma, which is unfortunately a +0 for Yip. But that's just how the Notail yaps. So I have 2 cantrips from the arcane magic pool. So he'll have Mage Hand, and he'll also have Produce Flame. Sadly, he doesn't have access to Magic Missile. Alright, I've got all of the info jotted down. It does not give you really the space you need to write everything. That's the one problem I'm finding with a lot of these kinds of sheets. Like, ow, sorry. Like, literally, I just need spell cards of... I need cards of all of these things that they expect me to write in... My pencil is bigger than the space they've given me to write in. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing with 4th edition. I'm just writing in the page references because there's no room in there. There's no room in there for writing relevant information to this. So next are skilled feats based on basically my stats and different things in here. Which as a rogue, I gain a new one every level. Alright, I'm going to use one of those to boost my fortitude from trained to expert. So I'm actually going to take this box. That 5 becomes a +7, and that +6 becomes a +8 save. Let me get rid of the... There we go. So once again, the sheet actually fails us in that, like... It's a first level feat. Having... What was it called again? Having... My apologies. Having canny acumen. Canny acumen. So he's also going to have what's actually a 3rd level feat. Untrained improvisation. Just gonna write improv. Which is gonna give him a +1 to all of his untrained stats. Because it's half his level, which is gonna be 3rd level, rounding down. Boom, there we go. I should really calculate these anyway. There we go, mostly evening out those intelligence checks to a -1 instead of a -2 when I wasn't trained in them. Alright, another level 1 feature is he's going to have subtle theft, which will impose a penalty on people that he's trying to steal from. So, yeah, that's all he can get in that arena. Okay, so starting out level 2, I start out with, all I get for level 2 is a skill increase, so I can either move this ticker up one of these, or I can become trained in one of these skills. Actually, I will be trained in general feats. Okay, yes, to get that one very yip yap sounding feat, that was like you're it or something, or you're next. I will have him be trained in intimidation, bumping that up to a +5, which will give him +5 instead of just +1 to intimidation. The utility of this back card is really hurting my brain. So I have a 3rd level feature called feat and feature are the same thing. Why is it laid out like this? Why is it laid out like this? This is completely unhelpful. How it's laid out. But I have deny advantage. Does it do? I need a card. I need cards of this. This is so much. I also gained another general feat, which, of course, I'm going to wait, a general feat rather than a not just a special. Ooh, not a rogue class feat. He'll have incredible initiative, which gives him a +2. He only has 25 feet of movement because he's small. Weapons. He has 2 weapons. He has 2 daggers. Simple. So Yip Yap, of course, has his dagger Stibby. And as of recent events in Journey Through Marrow, he has Stabby 2.0. Sorry, correction, that's actually Stab. It's Stibby and Stab. Now, these are simple weapons, so he does have training in them, and that's going to be a +5. Okay, these are finesse weapons, which means they're to hit. Will actually be specialized to his dex bonus, which is a +2, which is good. That means he has actually a +7 to attack. For languages, he speaks Common and Kobold. Draconic. I don't know if there's Thieves' Cant in this edition. And with that, we have made Yip Yap in in Pathfinder 2nd edition. How was the experience? The information. Second edition, Pathfinder 2nd edition is clearly was kind of an answer to 4th edition. Where it excels, where 4th edition has an issue, is all of the information you need to create a character is within both manuals. Unless you want to be wacky weird like me and not have the book for which you're trying to have a player race. The thing is, Pathfinder has it all lined up pretty good. Whereas in the 4th edition book, you got data that's way over here, and way over here, and way over here, and you need all of it kind of at the same time. So in that aspect, Pathfinder, much better for character creation. Took a while. It took a while. A lot of little finicky numbers. But versus the D&D older editions where you had all of these little numbers to crunch, it feels a lot more like I feel a lot more confident that I did that as correctly as possible. Versus 3rd or 4th edition, I felt very unconfident that I was actually understanding the data the book was telling me correctly. So I guess the question is, fun factor. I don't have a monster manual yet. I did order the bestiary. It's not arrived yet. But what I do have is internet access, so let's do a little encounter. Yip Yap, you come once again to the door of this dungeon you've come to time and time before, and found no success. What will you do?
Ah, I'll try the door.
Okay, Yip Yap. Roll for lockpicking.
Oh, yay, I'm gonna use red dice this time. And that's a +7, so yay. Oh, +7. That's
That's a 15, Yip Yap. You open the door, and...
Oh, I'm a sneak.
Okay, roll stealth.
Not to metagame or anything, it's just the safe thing to do, you know? Oops, I was outside. Ooh. Ooh.
Unfortunately, Yip Yap, with a 10 total result, you're still gonna get caught by the kobold scouts inside. Unfortunately for you, it seems the others are on break, because there's just one to meet you. Roll for initiative.
Okay, that's a 2, and because of my feature, that's another +2, so that's a 7. Ooh.
Ooh, I'm sorry, Yip Yap. The other kobold is going first, and... an 11... plus... ooh... that's gonna hit your AC, Yip Yap. That's gonna be a d6 minus 2 to hurt. That's going to be 1 damage. 1 damage. Mark that on the sheet. -1. I believe you are under the status of flat-footed. I'd have to check what that means. But I believe you are. So he gains sneak attack, which is another d6, which is going to be full 6, so you've taken 7 damage.
Oh no.
Yeah. On top of that, he has 2 more actions, so he is going to attack again and hit for no damage. Yeah. Laugh it up, Fuzzball.
I know, Fuzzball, I'm a skill ball.
Come on. That is also going to hit. That's going to be no damage once again.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Now it's your turn, Yip Yap. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm gonna hit him back with a good old 1-2 stibby. With a +7 from a 9.
That's going to hit.
Okay. Oh, wait. I use D4. Oh, where's my... Oh, there's my D4. Ooh. This is very sharp. Ow. That's 3 plus... nothing from strength. Oh, I should really improve that, you know? It's for damage.
Well, Yip, he is now bloodied. Roll again, if you like.
Okay. Oh, that's gonna hit. And... oh, only 1 damage. But I have 1 more hit, so I attack again. That hits. 3 damage.
He's dead, Yip. For once you survived an encounter. You're reduced to 20 hit points, but you'd actually get to go on a little while. I think the HP, in Diagnostic, the HP comes out to be a little bit more, a little bit better. It was interesting to see the -2 to hit, although I did have to go with the weaker option of the Kobold Scout, just based on AC, taking it from a 18 to a 17. It's wild. But yeah, that was kind of fun. Not really one for solo play, but so yeah, this could be interesting to try. I'm a little more interested in what I saw looking at first edition Pathfinder, so yeah, I look forward to seeing that eventual video. Thank you for watching. Again, support down below. Have a good till we meet again, and God bless.